Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So tonight I'm going to kind of touch on a topic that has been weighing on me. A lot of you guys have asked this question and I wanted to address it in a video. That's why I waited until I was out of my contract to address this subject, because I was signed and I don't know the legalities of being signed to a network and what you can say and what you can't say. I mean, I did read my contract, but it was so much. I mean, I don't even really truly remember. So I wanted to wait till I was completely out to really touch on this subject. So I will say that being signed to a network has its pros and has its cons. For me, when I first signed on, I signed on at 7,000 subscribers. I grew within a year to maybe another 10,000. I was signed for 2 years, so my channel grew within the 2 years. It did tremendously, but I don't want to give all the credit to the network because I feel like I did most of the work, which is totally fine. I would say the realization of signing with a network is do not depend on them to do all the work to grow your channel. It is your job to grow your channel, but it is also their job to promote you as well and help you get like your channel out there. This particular network is solely focused on beauty gurus, so I feel like they do kind of help you in the sense where they can just put you in situations with other bloggers and help grow your channel and promote you as much as they can, but you still have to do the legwork on your own. It's kind of like a joint partnership. Like they say, it's a partnership, so you work together and growing your channel. In my situation, I don't feel like on their end I was promoted enough. I'm actually telling you guys this. I actually had a publicist. Because I do have a hair company, so I have a publicist regardless, but my publicist did a lot of my PR and work for getting my channel out there. And I'm paying a publicist and I'm signed to a network that is taking some of my money. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was kind of like a situation where like, why do I need to be signed to this network when realistically I have a publicist that can do the same thing this network is doing for me? So I felt like in my situation, I didn't need a network. Once I got bigger, I just hired PR and they helped me with my brand in general as a whole, including my hair company, my beauty channel, my TV career. Everything kind of just went together. So for me, I had a publicist. If you are at a level where you can hire PR, I suggest just hiring a publicist. Truthfully, I don't feel like being signed to a network is truly needed, but that's just my personal opinion. If you're someone who just does this for fun and it's not necessarily a brand for you or a business for you, then yeah, being signed to a network isn't so bad. But in my opinion, you still have to do the work, and I don't think you should go into this thinking that they're going to do all this work for you and they're going to make you a huge beauty blogger, because that's not really the realization of it. I feel like they pick and choose who they think has the potential to grow into this beauty guru and who doesn't. I felt like when I was assigned a community manager, and I had a couple of the girls in my group and we did like Google Hangouts. I mean, it's really up to you to collab with other people to, you know, kind of build your brand and build your channel. You can kind of piggyback off of other beauty gurus that are in your little group when you sign to these networks. And my suggestion is become friends with these girls, but be genuine about it. Don't just do it to grow your channel. I mean, I kind of had to do all of that when I first signed, and they did pay attention to me. They did do their part in the very beginning. The first 6 months, I felt like when I was signed to them was good. They promoted my channel on their page. They did a lot of work, and then it kind of just died off. Like, I feel like they just lost interest. At some point, I was no longer getting emails. It was a point where I wasn't hearing from anyone anymore. Every now and then I would get like spam mails from them, but no like personal contact like, hey, how's your channel doing? Or I'm your community manager, let me hear from you, blah, 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 blah. It was none of that. It just kind of stopped for like a year. And I did reach out. There was a lot of questions I was asking, and it got to the point where I just got tired. And I was just like, you know what? I'm doing all this work myself. I even had press, TV deals, a lot of things that have happened to me since I've been signed in this network, and there was no promotion on their end. It was all promotion on my end. And that kind of bothered me because in my situation, I am doing a lot of the same things that the girls that have more numbers on their network I'm doing the same things they're doing as far as TV commercials, as far as brand deals, all these things I got on my own without this network. Now, the job of this network was to kind of, once you get to a certain level, they help you get brand deals. They help you do all of these things, and they promise you all this stuff, but they don't follow through unless they truly feel like, oh, this girl's a moneymaker. We can really promote her, and she's like, I guess they have to believe in the partnership with you. And if they don't feel like you're there yet, then they don't promote you. I mean, you can send them stuff. They kind of leave it up to you, like, oh, send us your video if you want to promote it, or send us your whatever if you want to promote it. You kind of have to do that for them. I don't know how it works for the bigger bloggers because, truthfully, I'm not a bigger blogger, so I can't tell you how they deal with them. I'm just telling you how they deal with the people with lower numbers. And for me, I felt like numbers-wise, I may not be on that level, but brands-wise, as far as career-wise, as far as things that I've accomplished, I'm way beyond a lot of the girls that are signed with bigger numbers. And no shade whatsoever. I don't really have anything towards any of the girls. It has nothing to do with them. And I don't compare myself to other people in that sense. Like, I honestly just rely on God to get me the things that I get. Like, being signed to a network is kind of pointless unless you are a bigger beauty guru and they really truly believe in you. I mean, I can't give you guys like a true yes or no, because truthfully, I think it just depends on you and your situation and how much they believe in you. In my situation, I felt like I wasn't promoted. The minute I got put in Elements magazine, when I was doing other magazines, when I was getting press from my publicist, that's when they were like, oh, and I even had to tell them about that stuff, and then they were like, oh, this Ashley Chennel, check her out, blah, 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 and they would post it or retweet it, and that to me was kind of like, well, what y'all doing? You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't feeling the whole partnership thing. It wasn't for me. I feel like it's not worth it. So, in my opinion, just stay with AdSense if you are trying to grow your channel. And if you are trying to build a brand, just keep working at it. Hire your own PR, truthfully, and don't waste your time with a network, but that's my personal opinion. There was one point where they even took a community manager away from me, so I had no representation whatsoever at one point, and I was just like, okay, this is not cool. So then I started sending angry emails like, what are y'all doing? I'm doing this, this, and this, and this, A, B, C, and D, and y'all are doing nothing. And I was angry, so I'm like, what the heck? Once I reached out and I started emailing them and sending angry messages, and like, I went out of this contract towards the end of my contract, I was freaking out because I'm just like, this is crazy. Like, why is this happening? Like, why is no one doing anything? I was pissed. So I was just like, you know what? I want out. So once I started kind of pushing that I wanted out, they started paying attention. Then they were like, you're at this amount of views per month. You have to get to this amount for us to assign you a personal manager. What? No. That's not how this works, for me anyway. I even told them about the TV deals that I had coming up, things I had doing. Why do I have to wait till I get to this amount of views to have a personal manager? No one actually gave me a specific reason why, like legally why this was the case. Business is business. So if there's a reason behind why that's the case, okay, fine. I can accept that. But I was given no reason why. So for me, it was just kind of like, okay, so I got to get to 100,000 views a month for y'all to promote me? No, this isn't worth it. So for me, I was just like, I went out. Truthfully, they begged me to stay when I kept saying I wanted to leave, because they were like, you're almost there. You're almost at your 100,000 views. So why not just stay with us? And no, I'm not signing on for another 2 years with you guys, and you've done nothing for me this far. Like, what is the point of this? So for me, I was kind of annoyed, and I just didn't want to be signed anymore. So I just got out of my contract. And I just feel so much better. I've even noticed with AdSense that I'm making a little bit more money than I was making when I was with them. I just felt like it just wasn't worth it. So I don't want to bash the company, and I don't want to say anything terrible, because everybody's experience is different. And I've talked to girls who've had amazing experiences, then I've talked to girls who've just had the worst experiences. And for me, I just have not had a good experience with being signed to a network. Would I ever do it again? Absolutely not. Never again. Because I manage my own brand, and I built my own brand by myself on my own channel with my own PR, everything on my own. So do I need to be signed to a network? Absolutely not. Do you need to be signed to a network? That is completely up to you. I don't want you to take my experience and be like, well, Ashley didn't like being signed to a network, so I don't want to be. It's completely up to you. You know, do it at your own risk, but ask questions before you do it. And I would even have them put something in writing for what they're going to do, because they didn't do half the stuff that they said that they were going to do for me. My channel grew, I'll give them that, but I don't even feel like my channel grew based off of them. All of the opportunities that came my way were all from God. And they were not from that network. I can honestly say, like, nothing came from me being signed to them other than a few more thousand subscribers. And I would even say that wasn't based on them. While I was signed to them, I mean, technically, I guess they could take credit for it because I was signed to them. But I know I built my channel on my own with no help besides in the very beginning. The first few months of being signed to them, everything was gravy. I got, you know, promotion. They were talking to me. I had my community manager. It was a lot of back and forth and promises, and nothing happened. Then all of a sudden, my community manager got taken away. Don't understand why. I know that I wasn't putting out as many videos as I had normally been putting out in the beginning, so that could have been why, but it was never even addressed. Even if they felt like, oh, you're not putting out as many videos as you used to, or you're not doing as what you used to do, they could have sent me an email and said, hey, we're going to, you know, take this away for right now until you get where you need to be, or whatever the case may be. No communication whatsoever. And that is the one thing I don't like. They lack communication. I mean, this is not all networks, okay? So don't base my situation off of yours. I'm just saying I didn't like it. It wasn't for me, and I can honestly do without. And truthfully, you can build your brand on your own. I am a testimony, a walking, living testimony from the Lord that you can build your brand on your own. You don't need a network to do it. If you want to build your channel, just do the legwork, put out there, do the promotion. If you can't afford a publicist, then, you know, take the time and save up some money, whatever you got to do. If you feel like you need to sign to a network, make sure you talk to them. You speak to somebody on the phone. Don't sign any contracts, you know, without talking to somebody. Even if you can go there and sit down and have a meeting with whoever this network is, do that. Do not sign a contract over the phone or over the internet or any of that stuff. Sit down, get a lawyer if you can, and really talk this thing out. Because for me, I feel like a lot of these networks are just signing girls and getting them and taking their money and doing absolutely nothing on their end. So that's how I feel about being signed to a YouTube network. I didn't benefit from it, in my opinion, besides in the very beginning, and then it just kind of died down and I did my own work. So I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, unless you can get a real good promise out of them and they can prove that they're going to do the work that they say they're going to do, I wouldn't do it. I will say this, if you have huge numbers, I'm talking millions, hundreds of thousands, you will probably get the promotion that you want, because you're going to bring in money for them and views and generate income. So of course they're going to pay attention to you. But if you were below 100,000, I would even put it at 100,000. I would say take your time, wait, hire your own PR, do your own promoting, because truthfully, I feel like they don't really do the work that they say they're going to do. A lot of these brand deals and stuff I've gotten on my own without the help of a network. So I just wanted to tell you guys how I felt about being signed to a network. So thanks, guys. I will talk to you later. Leave your comments down below. Love you. Bye.